Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Dice and Brushes. It is me, Mason, and
It is I, the great Cortolia. Okay, I don't know. I'm tired. It's raining.
are you drunk
I'm.
yet?
You know what? I need to go pour myself a drink. I completely forgot about that.
Do you,
Holy wow!
how did you forget a drink?
It's been a long day.
Do you want me to go for the burn Obama while you're doing that, or no?
No. I'm good.
All right, so the first entry is the burn Obama, because today we're doing the Flyers, we are doing the Lords of War, and we are doing the Fortifications in this episode. This is the second to last, we're on the home stretch. So the burn Obama is minimum movement of 20, maximum movement is 60, then 40, then 30, depending on its bracket. Weapon skill is 5. Ballistic skill starts at 5 for the first 2 brackets, and only on the last bracket does that die down. It is strength 6, toughness 6, 12 wounds, 3 attacks, then D3, then 1, and then it has 6 leadership, 4 plus armor save. It comes equipped with 2 Burna bombs, 2 Super Shootas, and 1 Twin Big Shooter. You can also purchase a 1 set of Scorcha missile racks. So the Scorcha missile racks, you can only buy one of these. Range 36, Assault 2d6, Strength 6, AP -1, 1 damage, Blast. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, the target does not receive the benefits of cover for that attack. So, doesn't seem so bad. Not yet. Okay. Doesn't seem overpowered or anything so far.
Not at all.
Alright, Super Shooter, which it has 2 of. Range 36, DACA 6-4, Strength 6, AP -1, 1 damage. And then the Twin Big Shooter, 36-inch range, DACA 10-6, Strength 5, AP 0, 1 damage. The Burn Bomb, which again it has 2 of. Once per turn, if it has any bombs remaining, you can drop just 1. In your movement phase, after the bearer makes a normal move or advances, select a point in the battlefield you moved over. Roll d6 for each model within 6 inches of that point. So you have a 12-inch diameter area. You subtract 1 if the model is a character, excluding vehicles or monsters. On a 5+, that model's unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Each bomb can only be dropped once per battle. It has Ramshackle, it has Wah, it has Airborne, so you can't charge it unless you have Fly. And you can only make melee attacks against things that can fly. Or that have the Fly keyword, I should say. It has Hard to Hit, so -1 for shooting attacks made against it. Let's see, it has a Grot Gunner, so each time it makes an attack with the Twin Big Shooter, add 1 to the attack's hit roll. It is supersonic, so anytime you make a normal move, advance, or fall back. First, pivot it on the spot up to 90 degrees, which does not count for movement, and then move it straight forwards. It cannot pivot again after the initial pivot. If it does explode, it does so on a 6, and everything within 6 takes D3 mortal wounds. So, I'll see 7 power, but in real speak, see that is 135 points, 15 points for the Scorcha missile racks. So, not bad.
I would have to disagree with you, kind of.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's not like, because of the points, I wouldn't put it as bad as like some of the Space Marine flyers.
Well, no, my thing that I have a problem with It's actually um the burner bombs,
The burner bombs. Okay.
and it's you only cause let's see, it's
W-
6 inches around. That's
Six
cool, and
inch radius. So
but
that's
at the same but at the same time, on average, you might hit like 1 or 2 units. Okay,
yep.
so on top of that, it might be good if they're fighting against like a Titanic vehicle or like a Land Raider or something tough like that. But the problem,
I would say
but the
there's actually much better stuff in this codex for that, but we're gonna
correct.
get to them.
But I think if it was something like even like D3 mortal wounds for every unit,
Oh yeah.
that would be much better. I think at the very least, or even D6.
Oh yeah. And we're gonna get to stuff like that pretty soon. Don't worry.
So for me, I'm gonna say that's a negative. I wouldn't even.
Yep. Then in that case, we're gonna go into on the SoCal Open. There were 3 DACA jets, and that I believe the player's name was Logan Heath. He maxed out the number of additional super shooters that you can take on a DACA jet. So a DACA jet is
It takes six.
yeah. He comes with 4 already. He took an
Yep.
additional 2 super shooters for yes, a total of 6. A DACA jet has the same movement characteristics as the Burn Obama, the same weapon skill, same ballistic skill, strength, toughness, wounds, attacks, leadership, and save. In fact, that's going to stay consistent for pretty much all of the flyers here that we're going to go over, okay? So the DACA jet, a super shooter, range 36, DACA 6-4, strength 6, AP minus 1 damage. So it has supersonic again, it explodes, airborne, hard to hit, ramshackle, and wah. So part of the genius that this player did at the SoCal Open is he took the one advantage that all flyers have. While you can move through a flyer's base, you cannot start or end your move on a flyer's base. So when he would deploy, he would always deploy his DACA jets and his WASBomb Blastojet, which we'll discuss later, right at the front of his line, and then he would stuff as much crap as he could of his other units right behind them in base-to-base contact, so that it would actually prevent you from being able to charge anything on turn 1. And with Drukhari and a lot of the Alpha Strike Assault armies, like Harlequins, that's a big negative Ghost Rider. That kills them. And again, he had 4 flyers in his list, 3 of them being these DACA jets. So if you can imagine, 3 DACA jets, each of their DACA weapons getting in the speed wall an extra shot and an extra AP. So what's 7 times 5?
28. 35. Wow, it took me that long to figure that out.
So 35, strength 6, AP minus 2 shots in the speed wall, which if something else had been killed in that shooting phase, he would be hitting on 4s.
Dang.
And there's 3 of these.
Dang. I mean, I'm not even mad at that. That's pretty nice.
Now, here's something that's going to be really stupid to you, okay?
Okay.
How many how many points do you think this would cost
100 points.
on the dot? Plus
I'm, a- I'm actually, I'm
plus
actually
plus 10 points per additional super shooter. So 120 points for that unit.
I have been following along on the 40K app.
Okay.
40K plus app thingamabob.
So for 120 points, you're getting that many shots in the speed wall
That's not that bad at all.
from one unit.
Yeah, for 120 points. That can if they have like a horde list, like Tyranids or even Guard. Ooh boy.
I mean, even your Lehman Russes aren't going to take that many shots.
I don't know about that. I mean, 35 hits. They'll strength 6.
Yep. So only 1 in 3 are going to wound.
So I wouldn't be too worried with my vehicles. I'll be more worried about my guardsmen, not my
Oh no, the
vehicle.
guardsmen would already be taken care of by the other stuff.
Well, I'm just saying this in general.
But if Freeboot is kicked off, he'd be hitting with half of them instead of 1/3.
Right.
So whew. So there's a reason why the Jet was in there 3 times. Next up, we have the Blitzabama. Again, movement 12 to 60, then up to 40, then up to 30. Weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 5, 5, and then 6. Again, strength and toughness of 6, 12 wounds, 3 d3, and then 1 attack. Leadership 6, 4 up armor save. This time a Blitzabama, cool model by the way, is equipped with 1 big shooter, 2 big bombs, I'm sorry, 2 boom bombs, and 2 super shooters. So we've gone over big shooter and super shooters. The boom bomb, once per turn. If the bearer has any boom bombs remaining, you can drop one. In your movement phase, select a place where it moved over or advanced, but not fell back. So falling back, you cannot drop a bomb in this case, okay?
Right.
Roll 1d6 for each unit within 6 inches of that point, -1 if it's character, unless it was a vehicle or monster. On a 4+ this time, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. On a 6, that unit suffers D6 mortal wounds. Each boom bomb can only be dropped once per battle. It of course has ramshackle, wah, airborne, hard hit, supersonic, explodes, and it has a grot gunner for its big shooter.
Oh,
So
still pretty good though.
yeah, this one isn't bad. The Blitzbomber is 150 points though.
Uh,
Yeah.
I still like it though.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to. Is this the last flyer? Yes. This is the last flyer. This was in the SoCal Open list that just destroyed. And in the SoCal list, he did uh, he did upgrade it pretty much as far as it could go. Pretty much, but not quite. Again, it has the same movement, weapon skill, ballistic, or I'm sorry, not the ballistic skill. So movement, depending on bracket, is 20 to 60, then 20-40, then 20-30. Weapon skill is 5. It starts out at ballistic skill 4+, then 5, then 6. Strength and toughness of 6, 12 wounds. Attacks again goes 3, d3, then 1. Leadership 6, 4+ armor save. It comes equipped with a smasher gun, 2 Waz bomb mega cannons, and a stick bomb flinger. You can replace two, or sorry, the model's 2 Waz bomb mega cannons can be replaced with 2 teleport mega blasters, which was done in the SoCal list. The model can be equipped with 2 super shooters. And finally, the stick bomb flinger can be replaced with 1 Blastojet Force Field, which was again done in the SoCal list. So let's run through this. It comes equipped with a smash gun, range 48, heavy D3, strength 8, AP -4, D6 damage, and blast. The stick bong flinga is 12 inches range, assault 2d6, strength 3, AP-0, AP 0, 1 damage, blast. The super shooters we've gone over. The teleport mega blaster. This one is pretty cool. Again, you can take 2 of them in place of the mega cannons. These are strength 9, 24-inch range, assault d6, strength 9, AP -2, D3 plus 3 damage, blast. The Wazbomb Mega Cannon is 36-inch range, heavy D3, strength 10, AP -3, D6 damage, so it's not as reliable on the damage end. It is blast. If any unmodified hit rolls of 1 are made for attacks with this weapon, the bearer suffers 1 mortal wound after shooting this weapon. And then the Blastojet Force Field is an aura ability that you can purchase. While a friendly Ork's aircraft model is within 9 inches of the bearer, it has a 5-up invul save. The range of this aura ability can never be increased unless specifically stated otherwise. It has ramshackle, blah, airborne, hard to hit, supersonic, and explodes. So this is your anti-tank flyer.
Honestly, I think it's my favorite one, to be 100% honest with you.
And the reason why it has a ballistic skill 4 and can do the force field is because it's piloted by a mech.
Of course it is.
And do you know how many points it is?
170 points.
How much is the force field?
20.
Super Shooter is of course 10, and the teleport Mega Blaster is.
Oh, that thought, Mason. I have to step away for a second, okay?
All right, it's 10 points. So you can, for those of you listening, you can probably understand why there was one Wazbomb Blastojet in the list. So having you deploy the Wazbomb Blastojet between the Dakajets, just let your aura ability go. And especially on that first turn when, oops, while the flyers are basically blocking assaults from your orc list, it's also protecting the other the Dakajets at the same time. And I would say 5-up is unreliable, but at the same time, it seems to come up in saves a lot more than people like to think. Then, next up, we are going to go to the Morkanaut. Okay, we're back after a short break in real time, but for YouTube world, it's only been a few seconds. So we're going to go from the flyers now into the super heavies, and we're going to start with the Morkanaut. So the Morkanaut has a movement of 8, then 7, then 6, depending on the bracket. Weapon skill starts at 3, then degrades to 4 and 5, depending on the bracket. Ballistic skill 5 all the way through, strength and toughness of 8, 24 wounds, starts off with 4 attacks, then 3, then 2, leadership 7, 3 plus armor save. The Morkanaut is equipped with 1 custom Mega Blasta, 1 custom Mega Zappa, 2 rocket launches, 2 twin big shooters, and a Claw of Gork, or possibly Mork. The custom Mega Blasta is 24-inch range, Assault D3, Strength 8, AP minus 3, D6 damage blast, unmodified hit rolls of 1. Made with this weapon, the bearer suffers 1 mortal wound after shooting this weapon. Then we have the custom Mega Zappa, 36-inch range, heavy 3d3 shots, strength 8, AP is minus 3, d6 damage blast, and again, it can hurt itself in confusion. We already went over the rocket launches in previous videos and twin big shooters. So the Claw of Gork, or possibly Mork, has 2 profiles. The Crush profile of this melee weapon is Strength times 2, AP minus 4, flat 6 damage. It has a Smash profile, Strength user, AP minus 2, 2 damage. Each time you make an attack with this weapon profile, make 3 hit rolls instead of 1. Now you can also buy it a custom force field, while a friendly Ork's unit of any kind is within 6 inches of the bearer, it has a 6-up invul save. The range of this aura ability can never be increased unless specifically stated otherwise. It has Here We Go, Wah. It explodes. If it does, everything within 2d6 suffers d6 mortal wounds. It has the rule called Big and Stompe. This model is eligible to declare a charge in a turn which it fell back. Each time this model makes a normal move, advances, fall back, it can be moved across other models, except for monsters and vehicles, as if they were not there, and when it does so, it can be moved within engagement range of such models, but cannot finish its move within engagement range of any of them. This model is a transport. It has transport capacity of 6. So 6 flash grits or clan infantry models. Each mega armor or jump pack model takes the place of 2. So is this something that you would genuinely consider at 350 points plus 30 for the force field?
I mean, the force field looks nice. Well, like the big problem that I have, it's just you have a 6-inch move. You know,
8-inch move, which goes down to 6.
right?
Like,
I mean, I like the manual shooter. I like the 30-20 thing, but
mhm.
like no, like I
Like for the cost of one of these with a custom force field, I could get 2 kill rigs.
yeah, I think you do so much more with that than just this.
Yeah, so I right off the bat, I'm going to call him Morkanata one of the big losers of this codex, unfortunately.
I mean, I bet it has its place, but I guess
It also takes CP in order to take one, since it's Lord of War. Uh,
no.
yeah. So let's move on to the Gorkanaut, see if this is any better. It has a similar
God damn it! Hey,
profile.
why are these thrown up now?
The Gorkanaut has a similar profile. Movement 8, which goes down to 7 and then 6. Weapon skill 3, then 4, then 5. Ballistic skill 5 across the board. Strength and toughness is 8. It starts off with 24 wounds. Attacks is 5, 4, and then 3, depending on the bracket. Leadership 7, 3 plus armor save. Now this comes with a Death Storm Mega Shooter, which is kind of cool. 2 rocket launches, a Scorcher, 2 twin big shooters, and a Claw of Gork, or possibly Mork. The Death Storm Mega Shooter, range 36, DACA 3020, strength 6, AP minus 1, 1 damage.
I'm sorry, Mason, about that. And Hank just threw up on the
Yep.
ground right in front of me. So, where are you at right now? So I can follow.
The Deathstorm Mega Shoot is just what I ended at. What do you think about a gun that can shoot 30 shots at half range?
Hold on, hold on, hold on. What was
Yep.
it called again?
Deathstorm Mega Shooter. What do you think about a gun that can shoot 30 shots at half range?
You said death?
Death. Deff. Because we're talking about orcs.
No, we don't have one. I don't actually have one on here. I have death dreads.
We're talking about a weapon here.
Oh, shoot, I'm so sorry about that.
We're on the Gorkanaut. So head over to the data sheet in the app on the Gorkanaut.
As you can see, I am just falling apart right now on my side.
Well, that kind of happens when you have a cat just start going. "Bleh, bleh, bleh." I'm sure a portion of our audience just went "Bleh," as soon as they heard me say it.
But no, to answer your question, yeah, that does sound kind of good actually.
Now, it does have the 2 rocket launches, a Squatcha, 2 twin big shooters we've gone over, the Claw of Gork, or possibly Mork we just went over. It also has the same explodes roll. Here we go, Wah, big and stompy. It also has the transport capacity of 6 flash kits or clan infantry with mega armor and jump pack costing or having the space of 2. And this has, wait, really? This is 365 points.
Damn.
Would you rather take this or a maxed out squad of war bikers?
Bikers, hands down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they don't get as much strength 8 attacks, let alone 16, but just the amount of shots they do for so fewer points. And again, you can still take 2 kill rigs for the same price here. Actually, for less. So, again, just the Lords of War in this codex just haven't been hitting it yet. So, let's try it with the good old Stampa. Alright? Maybe the Stampa will help us out. Alright, so the Stampa actually has 4 brackets. It starts off with movement 10, then 9, then 8, then 6. So it goes down real quick at the end. It has weapon skill 3, then depending on the bracket, 4, 4, 5. Ballistic skill is 5 across the board. Strength 10. Toughness 8. It starts off with 40 wounds. And oddly enough, this actually goes down not after every half wounds, but every 10 wounds.
Easy
So,
to remember.
yep. It starts off with 6 attacks, then 5, 4, 3. Leadership is 8. 3 plus armor save. It starts off with 3 big shooters, a def cannon, a super gatla, super rockets, twin big shooter, and mega chopper. Of course, we know what a big shooter is. The def cannon is a 72-inch range, heavy 3d6 shots, strength 10, AP minus 4, d6 blast. Comes with a scorcher. The super gatla is 48-inch range, DACA 2416, strength 7, AP minus 2, 1 damage. Now, the Super Rockets has 100-inch range, heavy D6, strength 8, AP minus 3, D6 damage, blast. The Twin Big Shooter we've already gone over. The Mega Choppa, again, it has 2 profiles. The Smash profile is strength times 2, so strength 20, AP minus 5, flat 9 damage. It then also has the slash profile, strength user, so 10. It is AP minus 2, 3 damage, but every time you make an attack with this weapon profile, make 3 hit rolls instead of 1. It also has, here we go, Wah. It explodes, big and stompy. It has the Wah effigy words rule. This is an aura ability. While friendly orcs unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a morale test is taken for that unit, you can re-roll the result. Then finally, it has a rigger crew. At the end of your movement phase, this model's grot riggers can attempt to repair it. If they do so, roll a d6. On a 2 plus, it then regains d3 lost wounds. This model can only be repaired once per turn. This Stampa also has a transport capacity of 20 models. So 20 flash gets, Orc Clan infantry, mega armor, and jump pack models take the place of 2. And this is how many points? This is 675 points.
So for me,
Cool model.
there's a couple things about this. Number one, it seems like when the model first came out, it had a transport capacity of like 40, I think it was. Or it was something like some massive number of just like stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but now,
It's like 30 or 40. Yeah.
I mean, minus the transport capacity, that's a bonus. Don't get me wrong, but just the death cannon, 3d6.
Shots. At strength 10, AP minus 4, D6 blast.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of like what would it would be worth that being a target? Like, what would be a worthwhile target? And
Other super heavies.
yeah, but let's just say they're not finding a super heavy. Let's just say you're finding my guard. Oh, they got. I mean, they can destroy like a Lumen Russ.
Shoot the Def Cannon at a Lehman Russ and charge another Lehman Russ with a Mega Choppa. Shoot some regular guys with all the other weapons. So, like, shooting the chaff infantry with everything else, but shooting the Def Cannon at Lehman Russ. That's pissing me off. Like Pask.
I mean, honestly, I think that being 600 points,
600 and.
75.
Yep.
I mean, if it was a 2,000 point game, then maybe 25.
3,000?
Yeah, I would say 80% of the time, yes.
But
Depending,
not anything smaller.
I mean, 40 wounds though. And it's a toughest 8.
And it goes down a bracket every 10 wounds. Which, yes, easier to remember. Now, if you do have it as Goths, every unmodified hit roll of a 6 in melee causes an additional hit.
Ew. Death gun. And
So, if you use the slash profile against, let's say, custodes, just for giggles, okay? You could
okay.
have you could have 18 attacks that are strength 10, AP minus 2, 3 damage.
Thank God for vulnerable saves and tangle for grenades.
Well, here's the thing. Most of your invul saves at best are a 4 up, right?
Yes.
So that's why you'd use the slash profile. It's that AP minus 2 is really just ideal because it's not too much. and it's got the 3 damage, so it's just going to kill him outright. He could go through a good sized unit of custodes.
Yes, but
At his points level, at his points cost, is he worth it? Hmm.
um, let's see here. Let's double check. Yeah, so each custodian guard, so each one does have 3 wounds, but the Terminators have 4 wounds. So
Well, they're all Terminators, but you're talking about the elites.
yeah,
You're talking about the elite Terminators as opposed to the troop Terminators.
everybody's a Terminator in their army. Let's be honest here.
Yep. All right, so yeah, I just in very large games, sure, but at normal games, no. I wouldn't even bother with the Stampa. All right, so next up we have one of the only 2 fortifications in this codex. We have the Mechboy Workshop. It consists of 1 Mechboy workbench, 3 scrap piles, and 3 scrap barricades. It has no equipment. Workshop. This fortification is set on the battlefield. All of the scrap piles and barricades must be set up within 6 inches of the workbench. Once it has been set up, each piece of this fortification is treated as a terrain feature. Now keep in mind that when you're deploying this, that you cannot set this up within 3 inches of any other terrain piece. Terrain traits. Each piece of terrain of this terrain feature is treated as an obstacle with the following traits: defense line, light cover, heavy cover, defensible, unstable position, and difficult ground. We have fixin' tools. While a mech or big mech model is within 1 inch of the workbench terrain feature, each time that model uses the mechanic or big mechanic ability, add 1 to the number of wounds the vehicle unit being repaired gains. Then we have the rule called I'll have what he's having. If this model is in your army, each custom job can be selected twice for your army instead of just once. Each model can still only have 1 custom job, though. It has the I got just a thing rule. Mechs and big mechs in your army can attempt the following action: customize. Once per battle round, at the end of your movement, select 1 mech or big mech from your army that is within 1 inch of the workbench, and select 1 Ork vehicle unit, excluding Titanic units, that is within 3 inches of the workbench as well. That vehicle must remain within 3 inches of the mechboy workbench until the action is completed. And it is done. The action is completed at the end of your turn. Once completed, select 1 custom job that vehicle is eligible for, including the normal restrictions for how many of each custom job can be included in your army. That vehicle gains the selected custom job, but you don't increase the model's power rating or points value. At the end of each battle round, roll 1d6 for each custom job gained from this ability. On a 1, the custom job falls off and cannot be used by and cannot be selected for that model for the rest of the battle. Oops. So, it's just not something I would bring.
Sounds funny though.
It is kind of funny, but it's just not something I would bring. I would rather just pay for the custom jobs. I wouldn't be too worried about having 2 or more of the 2 of the same thing. But let's move on and let's go to something a bit more practical. Next, we have the Big Ed Boss Bunka. This has 3 brackets. It has no movement or weapon skill, but it does have ballistic skill, 5, 5, and then 6, depending on its bracket. strength 6, toughness 8, 12 wounds, no attacks, 7 leadership, 3 plus armor save. It comes with a big shooter and a gaze of Gork. It can be equipped with an additional 3 big shooters though, and it can be equipped with a shouting pole. So the gaze of Gork, there are 2 profiles here. First off, the squint is heavy 1, strength 9, AP minus 4, 3 damage. Each time an attack is made with this profile, select one eligible target, draw a straight line between the closest point of the bear's base, or hull, and that of the closest model in the target unit. Make 1 wound roll against that target unit, and each other unit this line passes over. Each time an attack is made with this weapon profile, that attack automatically hits its target. Okay, so you got an 18-inch shooting weapon that just auto hits. Not bad. Especially in orcs. Next up, we have Glare. 24-inch range, heavy D6, strength 5, AP minus 1, 1 damage, blast. Each time this weapon profile is selected, select a point on the battlefield within this weapon's maximum range and resolve attacks against every eligible unit within 3 inches of that point, determining visibility from that point. So not the model, but from the point itself. Determine the number of attacks separately for each eligible enemy unit. So you are limited to basically having an old school large blast template, but is only at 24-inch range, the center of it. So you can end up shooting around barriers with this, but having it limited to only at that 24-inch range and not being able to have it closer, I think that limits that profile's uh, usability. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Um, I mean, honestly, the only thing I would really use that as bunker for is just to go and like camp on top of an objective.
Yep. Now,
Yeah,
this does, again, you can equip it with a shouting pole. While a war boss is embarked in this transport, the bearer gains that war boss model's war boss, beast boss, or flashiest gets aura ability. So to reiterate what that is, that's your reroll ones abilities. So reroll ones to hit with melee from the war bosses
pretty good.
in melee.
Really good.
You're a fortification. So it's all right if you're trying to use it to defend. Like if you're going to use it to defend, stick your war boss in there. And I should mention further abilities is Ramshackle while open topped explodes can hold 10 flash kits or orc infantry models. So like if you were going to take Ludas or you were going to take flash kits, I would say to taking the big Ed boss bunker and sticking them in there would not be the worst choice in the world. In fact, I think that might be your best bet because then they would have a toughness 8 fortification protecting them. So, would you say that that helps their viability, or would you still say, nope, too much investment?
I mean,
Because this is the Big Ed Boss Bunka is 75 points. The Mech Boy Workshop is 70. The Shout and Pull is 5 points. The Big Shooters are each 5 points. And
honestly,
you can have up to 4 Big Shooters.
the problem with that though is even if I had, like, say I had my Orc army that I've been talking about, okay, my hypothetical Orc army.
Yep, I think you would go mechanized, right?
Yes. Here's my thing though. Most of the time with my armies, I play gunline style.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for Oryx, I'm going to be more offensive. So even with a defensive game, I'm not going to let my Oryx really stand around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I could maybe get one of those boss bunkers, maybe two of those boss bunkers. Just to stand on top of any objectives on my any objectives in my deployment zone.
Yep, just keep in mind that you can't set them up within 3 inches of any other terrain feature. And these are pretty decent size. They're, uh, they're, the base of them is a little bit bigger than it's about 120 mil, I think. From what I've seen, it looks to be about 120 mil base. Or, or a little bit bigger than the old pie plates. Because, well, actually, I shouldn't even say that. Because this model it's pretty chunky. It's a chunky fortification. Like,
Everything Oryx is chunky.
oh, I can easily hold the base with one hand and the back of the head with the other hand, and it would fit in my hands like a small baby, like a preemie. So, not the model isn't quite as big as like a pineapple, but it kind of gives you the idea.
Right, yeah.
So, I'm not sure how close to an objective you could place this. I just don't know. So, unfortunately, I just don't think that the Fortifications or the Lords of War are big winners in this codex. But the Flyers, especially the Dakajet and the Wazbomb Blastojet, those are winners. Those are probably the best, some of the best things in this codex.
Oh,
Because,
yes.
oh, those are beautiful. But with that, we're going to get ready and get the last recording for this codex. We're going to get ready to get that last recording done here. And we're going to see you guys in the next video. But until then, what do we say?
Get your shit painted.